Human behavior and decision-making are shaped by a myriad of cognitive phenomena that operate beneath the surface of our conscious awareness. These events dictate our interactions, judgments, and the way we process information. In this video, we will delve into 10 key cognitive concepts. Number 1. Mirror neurons. Human beings possess mirror neurons, specialized cells in the brain that allow them to imitate and understand the actions and emotions of others. These neurons are crucial for empathy and social learning, enabling individuals to connect with others by simulating their experiences internally. When we see someone smile or express sadness, our mirror neurons activate, allowing us to experience a version of that emotion ourselves. This ability to empathize and learn from others is fundamental to social interaction and the development of social skills. Mirror neurons help us understand not just the actions of others, but also their intentions and feelings. This forms the basis of complex social behaviors such as cooperation, communication, and emotional bonding. Number 2. Emotional contagion. Emotional contagion refers to the phenomenon where emotions spread from person to person in social situations. When one person's emotional state influences and resonates with others, it can create a shared emotional atmosphere. This is particularly evident in group settings, where a single individual's mood can impact the entire group's emotional state. For example, in a workplace, a manager's enthusiasm and positivity can uplift the team's morale, while negativity or stress can lead to a tense and unproductive environment. Emotional contagion is not just limited to positive emotions. Stress, anxiety, and fear can also spread quickly, affecting group dynamics and decision-making processes. The ability of emotions to spread within a group underscores the importance of emotional intelligence in leadership and team settings. Leaders who are aware of emotional contagion can use this understanding to foster a positive and productive environment, while also being mindful of how their own emotions might influence others. Number 3. Confirmation bias. Confirmation bias is a cognitive tendency where people seek information that confirms their existing beliefs while dismissing or ignoring contradictory evidence. This bias can lead to reinforcing preconceived notions and inhibiting objective decision-making. It manifests in various aspects of life, from personal relationships to political views and scientific research. For example, when people hold a strong belief about a particular topic, they are more likely to focus on information that supports that belief while disregarding evidence that challenges it. This can create an echo chamber effect, where only like-minded opinions and ideas are considered, leading to a distorted understanding of reality. Confirmation bias can have serious consequences, especially in situations that require objective analysis and decision-making. In the scientific community, for instance, it can lead to biased research findings and the perpetuation of incorrect theories. In everyday life, it can contribute to the polarization of opinions and hinder constructive dialogue. To counteract confirmation bias, it is essential to actively seek out diverse perspectives and be open to new information, even if it challenges our existing beliefs. Developing critical thinking skills and being mindful of our cognitive biases can help us make more informed and balanced decisions. Number 4. Cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance refers to the discomfort experienced when holding contradictory beliefs or attitudes. This discomfort can motivate individuals to resolve the inconsistency, often through changes in behavior or attitudes to align with their beliefs. The theory of cognitive dissonance, first proposed by psychologist Leon Festinger in 1957, explains how people strive for internal consistency and are driven to reduce the tension caused by conflicting thoughts. For example, if someone believes that smoking is harmful but continues to smoke, they may experience cognitive dissonance. To reduce this discomfort, they might rationalize their behavior by downplaying the risks of smoking or convincing themselves that they are not at high risk for health problems. Alternatively, they may decide to quit smoking to align their actions with their beliefs. Cognitive dissonance plays a significant role in decision-making and behavior change. It can drive individuals to reassess their beliefs and actions, leading to personal growth and self-improvement. However, it can also lead to rationalization and self-deception, as individuals seek to maintain their sense of consistency and avoid the discomfort of dissonance. Number 5. The halo effect. The halo effect is a cognitive bias where an individual's overall perception of a person is influenced by a single positive trait or characteristic. This bias can lead to skewed judgments, as the initial impression creates a halo that affects the perception of other attributes, regardless of their actual merit. For example, if someone is perceived as attractive, they may also be judged as more competent, trustworthy, and likable, even if there is no objective evidence to support these judgments. This bias can extend to various areas of life, including education, employment, and interpersonal relationships. In the workplace, the halo effect can influence hiring decisions, performance evaluations, and promotions. A job candidate who makes a strong first impression during an interview may be perceived as more qualified than they actually are, leading to a biased hiring decision. Similarly, employees who are perceived as charismatic or attractive may receive more favorable performance reviews, even if their work is not superior to that of their peers. To mitigate the influence of the halo effect, it is important to approach evaluations and judgments with a critical and objective mindset. One strategy is to focus on specific, measurable criteria when assessing individuals, rather than relying on general impressions or single traits. Number 6. The serial position effect. The serial position effect is a cognitive phenomenon that describes the tendency for individuals to remember the first and last items in a list more effectively than those in the middle. This effect is attributed to the distinctiveness of the items at the beginning and end of a sequence, which makes them more likely to be encoded into long-term memory. The serial position effect is divided into two components: the primacy effect and the recency effect. The primacy effect refers to the tendency to remember items at the beginning of a list, while the recency effect refers to the tendency to remember items at the end of a list. The serial position effect has important implications for various aspects of life, including education, marketing, and public speaking. In educational settings, teachers and students can take advantage of the primacy and recency effects by structuring lessons and study sessions in a way that reinforces the most important information at the beginning and end. To enhance memory recall and counteract the serial position effect, individuals can use various strategies such as chunking, repetition, and spaced practice. Chunking involves breaking down information into smaller, more manageable units, which can make it easier to remember items in the middle of a list. Number 7. Recency bias. Recency bias is a cognitive bias where recent events or information have a more pronounced impact on a person's decisions and judgments than earlier information. This bias can lead to skewed assessments, as the most recent data may disproportionately influence the outcome. Recency bias occurs because the brain tends to prioritize recent information, which is more readily accessible in short-term memory. This can lead individuals to give undue weight to recent events or experiences, even if they are not necessarily more relevant or important than earlier information. To reduce the impact of recency bias, it is important to adopt a more balanced and objective approach to decision-making. One strategy is to take a step back and consider the entire body of information or data, rather than focusing solely on recent events. This can help to ensure that decisions are based on a comprehensive and accurate assessment of the situation. Number 8. The power of habit. Habits are automatic behaviors that are formed through repetition and are regulated by the basal ganglia, a region in the brain responsible for routines and automatic actions. Understanding the neurological basis of habits can provide valuable insights into how they are formed, maintained, and changed. Habits are formed through a process known as habit loops, which consist of three components: the cue, the routine, and the reward. The cue is a trigger that initiates the habitual behavior. The routine is the behavior itself, and the reward is the positive reinforcement that follows the behavior. To break a habit, it is important to identify the cue that triggers the behavior and find an alternative routine that can replace the old one. Forming new habits follows a similar process, where a new behavior is repeated in response to a specific cue and reinforced by a positive reward. Number 9. Herding instinct. The herding instinct is a cognitive tendency for individuals to follow the behavior of the majority, particularly in uncertain or ambiguous situations. This instinct is rooted in the human need for social conformity and can lead to collective decision-making and trends. The herding instinct is driven by a combination of social and evolutionary factors. From an evolutionary perspective, following the group has historically provided safety and increased chances of survival. Socially, the herding instinct is reinforced by the desire for acceptance and the fear of social rejection. To counteract the herding instinct, it is important to cultivate independent thinking and critical analysis. Individuals should strive to evaluate information and make decisions based on evidence and rational reasoning, rather than simply following the crowd. Number 10, anchoring effect. The anchoring effect is a cognitive bias where individuals rely heavily on the first piece of information they encounter when making judgments or decisions. Anchoring can have a profound impact on decision-making, leading individuals to make biased judgments that are influenced by irrelevant or arbitrary information. To reduce the influence of the anchoring effect, it is important to approach decisions with a clear and objective mindset. By being aware of these cognitive phenomena and biases, individuals can make more informed, objective, and rational decisions, both in their personal lives and in broader social, professional, and economic contexts. Understanding these cognitive processes is the first step toward greater self-awareness and more effective decision-making. Hey there, YouTube fans. Do you want access to amazing content? Hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Stay updated with all our latest videos. Join our community of awesome subscribers. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.